What's going on, YouTube? I'm back again with another special video for y'all, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna get right into it. Now, the sauce for today is I'm gonna be showing y'all how to never ever get denied for a credit card ever again. All right, let me repeat that: how to never ever get denied for a credit card ever again. All right. Now, the first thing you have to do is that you have to clean your credit. Okay? You have to clean your credit. That's mandatory when it comes to getting approvals for anything. Credit card, auto loan, mortgage, personal loan, whatever. You need to clean your credit report. This is why most people are getting denied. It's because they have negatives on their credit report that's holding them back. Medical bills, evictions, collections, repos, things of that nature on their credit report that's messing them up. So you have to clean this off first. All right, I got plenty of videos on my channel showing you how to actually repair your credit. I actually just made a video, not too long ago, maybe like a couple days ago, that gives y'all 3 laws that you can use in your credit repair process, right? And how to actually make the letters for them using ChatGPT. All right, go back and watch that video. I literally made it a couple days ago. All right, now you need to start cleaning your credit report. All right, the late payments, charge off, eviction, collection, repo, bankruptcies. If you have those things, take care of that first. All right, you need to take care of that. Now, like I said, the best dispute method is consumer law. All right, consumer law is literally the best dispute method that you can choose because it's powerful, especially when you're using the correct consumer laws. It's very, very powerful. Wait. If you want to learn these strategies step by step, where I show you how to repair your credit, build your credit, even leverage your credit so you can grow and scale your business, or even if you want a mortgage approval or an auto loan approval, click the link in the description. I have a community where it's less than $2 a day where I show you this stuff step by step. I've been doing this for 3 years. I can show you exactly how to get to the approvals that you want so you can actually grow and scale your business or just take your life to the next level when it comes to your credit. All right, click the link in the description. It's less than $2 a day, and I'm see y'all on the inside on the weekly calls. Let's go. All right, we typically use privacy and consent consumer laws, right? We're not going for that the how it's reporting and that we saying, hey, look, this can't even get reported on this credit report. All right, this can't even get reported on this credit report because of these reasons right here, right? Privacy and consent notices. All right, that's how you're gonna start attacking the negative items that's actually on your credit profile, right? All negative items can be attacked, right? It does not matter if it's 5 years old. It don't matter if it's open, closed. If it's negative, it needs to be attacked, right? And let me clear this up too as well. A lot of people don't know the difference between negative, positive, and open and closed. All right. Every closed account is not negative, and every open account is not positive. You can have a closed positive account and an open negative account, right? The thing is, what matters is the payment history. You gotta think about it. If you had a car that you paid off, right, and every single payment was on time, that car is closed, but every single payment is on time though, meaning it's in good standing. So it's closed in good standing. Or if you have a car and you currently have a car, you got late payments on it, that's open and negative, right? So late payment history is really the only thing that matters. Not the only thing, but it's the most important thing that matters when it comes to your credit profile. All right, so start cleaning that negative stuff up, right? If you need my assistance or you want to communicate with me, just check the description, all right? I'm gonna have access to the community where I host weekly calls in there, right? And you can send me DMs and everything like that. Is less than $2 a day, right? You go ahead and invest into yourself, invest into your credit so you can actually, do these things the right way, because you cannot do what you do not know. All right? I've been doing this for a while now. So that's that. And then the second step to never getting declined for a credit card ever again is the credit building process and comparable credit. All right. Now, comparable credit is way more important than your credit score. All right. Let me repeat that. Comparable credit is way more important than your credit score. All right. Now, for y'all that don't know what comparable credit is basically what do you have on your credit report currently that compares to what you're applying for. All right, so if you're trying to get a $10,000 credit card, what credit cards do you have already? All right, do you have little baby credit cards where it's like $200 limits and stuff like that? Right, if you have $200 limits and that's your highest limit, chances are you're not gonna get a $10,000 credit card, right? So it's about the comparable credit. If you want a $10,000 credit card, have $5,000 credit card limit already, right? And if you don't have that, you have to work yourself up to that, right? So comparable credit is very, very, very important. That's how you're going to get approved for anything that you want to get approved for is comparable credit, right? You got to think about it. Let's say auto loan, for example. If you only ever financed an auto loan that is, $10,000, right? It's $10,000. Chances are you're not going to be able to get an auto loan of $50,000 zero down. No, they're just going to move you up to the next tier. The next tier would be like, a $20,000, $25,000 car, right? That's how that works. You have to work yourself up the tiers. That's the same way credit cards work too, right? You have to work yourself up the tiers, right? You got to think of the banks as another person. They just think how you think. Okay, if somebody asks you for $10,000, well, okay, let's somebody borrowed $200 from you, right? And then they paid you back. And then next thing they do, they ask for $10,000. You like, yo, hold on, I don't trust you yet. But let's say you gave them $5,000 and they paid you back on time, right? And they're like, yo, bro, a month later, like, yo, bro, let me get $7,000, right? Let me get $10,000. You're gonna be more inclined to give it to them because they already showed that they paid you $5,000 back. So it's the same thing when it comes to the banks, right? That comparable credit is very, very important, right? Because you haven't dealt with high limits, you're not gonna get approved for high limits, right? So that's just what that is. So it's really just two methods, two steps to get approved for anything and never get declined for a credit card ever again. Or this applies to all accounts, right? Auto loan, credit cards, things of that nature, right? Is to clean your credit first and then build it out how the banks want you to build it out by adding more accounts to your credit profile, showing that you're very, very trustworthy, all right? And you just, that's the main point, is making sure you look trustworthy on paper. That's the main point. That's the reason why you build your credit, so you can show the banks that you've dealt with other things of this caliber that you're applying for. Okay, so that is basically how you get approved for any credit card anytime. Also, another side note too as well. Once you get credit cards, or I'll say credit cards, right? Once you get credit cards, you want to be in. You're going to be, right, once you have new credit cards, you're going to be in a stage that's called like the gardening stage, the seasoning stage. That's what I call it. Meaning, once you get new accounts, you have to let them age out. You have to let them age out for at least 6 months before applying for anything else. Because if you have new credit, the banks are going to see that you have new credit and they're not going to approve you, right? Let's say you got a new credit card with Navy Federal, right? And then you trying to go get 2-3 other credit cards. They're gonna pull your credit, see, and then that Navy Federal will report it to your credit. They're gonna pull your credit, they're gonna see you just got a Navy Federal card. Why do you need this card too? And they'll most likely deny you or give you a low limit, right? Even with a solid credit profile. Right, so you got to know how to strategically do these things too as well, like knowing what banks pull from what bureaus and knowing how to strategically apply for these credit cards, so you can build your credit up, how to apply for them, right, and knowing what time frames they report to your credit profile, because they don't report right away. So if you get your funding within these time frames, you're gonna be good, right? Don't wait till the card report. Now you're in the seasoning / gardening stage, right, where they're not going to let you, depending on the bank, they're probably going to deny you. And you don't want that, right? You don't want that because you're not going to, this video is how to get approved for any credit card, okay? how to not ever get declined. All right, so if you're in that gardening stage, that's something that you want to be cautious of, and wait those 6 months, 6 to 8 months. Let the car age out. Make sure you got it on auto pay, and then you can proceed with different types of funding. Okay, so yeah, that's my sauce for y'all today. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe on this video. Like I said, I'm being more consistent with y'all. We almost at 3,000 subscribers, right? Let's say 5,000. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers, right? Definitely thank y'all for subscribing. If you're new to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button so we can make it to 5,000 plus subscribers, and I can continue dropping this sauce for y'all, right? Whatever y'all want, I'm gonna drop the sauce for y'all. All right, so appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe on this video, send it to a friend or family member, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next video.